right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Real Talk Podcast. We're back, it's
Back
me,
at it
it's me,
again.
Nick, and who's alongside me here?
It's me,
As
your
usual.
boy Cav. What up?
Yee
Hey, guess what,
wee.
Nick? I sorted my lighting out this week. I
Yeah?
sorted it out. Does it look better this week? I'm sure it's gonna look
Yes,
a little
the
bit better.
sound is going to be good. We're going to have good quality now. So
Yeah,
please, ladies and
like
gentlemen,
I said
don't
to Nick
worry
last
about
time, I look like I was recording from Bin Laden's cave. So this week
it.
we're in the Hollywood lights, and I've got lights everywhere today. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So what are we starting off with today? What's
So
the
So the hype from this past weekend has been the critically acclaimed horror movie Weapons.
weapons?
Weapons.
Well, I got round to watching it yesterday.
hmm
So, what do you say about it? Okay, my first initial comment about this movie:
Yeah.
overrated, overrated. That's it.
Okay.
That's my only comment for this, like my blunt comment. Overrated.
You
movie.
don't think the what is 7.9 or 8.0 that it's been on IMDb or the 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, you don't think that's well deserved for
No,
it?
I have no idea what these people are seeing this movie. I think the last 20 minutes, 100%, it definitely gets that the factor of whoa, scary, gory, all that stuff, great. But that's the last 20 minutes and a sprinkle of bits in between the movies. But apart from that, this movie was, like I said, this movie was Children of the Corn with directed by Quentin Tarantino. Like it was just not great. It wasn't like you think Tarantino, Children of the Corn. Nope. No. It was I wasn't
No,
impressed.
you know what? I get that. I get that. I went to see it on Saturday with my brother, and I think when we finished watching that movie, we're like, "What the fuck did we just watch?"
Yeah.
If you've seen it, you might understand what we're talking about, and if you haven't, I would still say go check it out. It's a definitely interesting film. It's definitely a little different than the last few horror movies that have been coming out this year. However, it's a strange film. Now, it starts
Yeah.
off really solid. The first 5 minutes, you're like, they put you right into the scene to tell you exactly what's
Yeah, it
happening,
builds
and
it
you
builds
and
you.
you dive right into a month later of all the events. So now you're like,
Yeah.
okay, so things are starting to take off. 45 minutes pass. You're like, what the fuck is this movie about? Like, okay, strange. Now, this movie is taking in different stories of every character. So you have the first, what is it, 5 characters in the movie,
Yeah. Think
and
look,
it
think Pulp Fiction, but that kind of story
yes,
timeline.
yes,
This person, this person.
it does. That's what the Tarantino vibe comes from. That's what I
Yeah,
really
yeah, that's
felt
one.
with that. So you're taking place of everybody's kind of own intertwined story, and then at the end of the film, it comes together, right? But the first like 3 stories are like, what? I will say with Josh Brolin's character, I believe his character name was Archer in it. That one was probably
Yeah.
the most intriguing at the beginning. You're like, okay, there's some cool jump scares in here. It's fun. He's a
Oh, the
great
whole dream.
actor. The
Yeah,
dream thing, I don't know if he was like astral projecting or not, but
that's what I thought at first.
that's what I
That's what
thought. And
I
I was
thought
like,
at first.
maybe he is, maybe he's not. But clearly, he was like in the dreamland.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. You get to, they explain a little bit more of a story there and what's going on, and then it kind of leads up to the events of the end of the film. And then we have, our police officer story, which was like fun. And then the best one I think a lot of people enjoyed, especially the audience in theater I was in, was the crackhead. Uh,
Yeah. Same
everybody
thing with mine. Same with
loved
my
him.
audience.
He was very comedic and he was very enjoyable. And then you have your last story, which is actually about the kid that doesn't go missing. So in this story, if you're unfamiliar about weapons, it's
No,
about
you forgot about the principal.
oh, and the principal, yes, Wong
Yeah,
from
he had
Doctor
me.
Strange is in this. Don't remember his name, so we're just gonna call him Wong, to be honest with you.
It's Benedict something.
Oh, it's
I
Benedict.
know it's Benedict. Benedict
Okay,
something for his
we'll
name now.
let's just call him Wong. I think everybody is very familiar with
Doctor
with that.
Strange Wong
Doctor
it
Strange is
is.
Wong. Okay, so yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. That's right. There is one more story. His story is absolutely fucked off the rails. It's definitely the one where it starts to pick up, and then it leads into the our last little story of of another character. So
Yeah. I
let's just
really enjoyed his
recap
story
real
to be fair.
quick on what the story is. So the movie Weapons is about 17 children that disappear in the middle of the night at 2:17 a.m. Now it's a class of 18, so one kid doesn't go missing, right? And he shows up to school the next day and all of his classmates are gone. So the whole town freaks out. All their kids, they have dash like the doorbell camera, like the Ring camera, and they see
The
all
ring
their
cameras.
kids
Yeah, yeah.
Narutoing fucking out of the house, um, which is
They're
absolutely
sprinting. They're
jokes.
sprinting.
It's so funny, and then they just disappear. So the whole film is blaming others on there was a plan for these kids to disappear, but nobody really
Yeah.
knows what the truth is. So everybody's against each other. And it's a small town, right? So the whole thing is to find these kids. And then we get to our last story. We're not going to spoil, but we will say that the kid that didn't disappear, he knows something,
You know something, yeah. That's it.
right? And
Is
you
that
you
spoiling
can
it? Is
you
that
can.
spoiling it?
It's not really spoiling it because like that was kind of the whole trope in the whole film. Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
like
yeah,
he
fair,
kind of
fair.
knows something, but like we're not going to tell
But
you
you know
what
what?
it is.
Honestly, I was not expecting what I saw to actually, unfold like that. I was thinking, where are they going? My whole movie was like, where are they going with this? Where are they going
Yes.
with this? And then I was like, oh, okay. When I saw, let's say the Wong part, right, where they're in the
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
That I
that's where it
see
starts
that
to
coming.
pick up, and then you're like, and then it starts to intertwine with the stories that we saw before, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
starting to, we're starting to get somewhere, and then we get to our last story, which is the mainly the most intriguing of it. It's the last 35 minutes of the film, and that's where everything starts to pick up, and it gets absolutely fucking bizarre. Especially if you've seen the film, you
Yeah,
know
to
the
say the least. To
last
say the least.
scene of the movie, which was absolutely insane. I don't think we've seen anything like that. And if you know, you know. I think it was
I mean,
definitely a shock
we have, but
factor.
not in. Yeah, it was. It was. I was dying with laughter. To be honest with you,
I
I
was
was. It
too,
was.
because honestly, I was so happy to see that. I was like, finally, we get to
Yeah,
see this.
yeah,
Because, like, we haven't
yeah.
really seen anything. Like, the last thing I feel like I've seen anything like that is, like, Pet Cemetery. Like, I don't, or, like, yeah, Children of the Corn kind of vibe. Like, I haven't
Yeah,
really
yeah. Those
seen
old. Those.
anything.
You know what? It's those old school eighties like
Yeah,
gore movies. Those that kind of. Yeah.
but nothing in the modern stage,
No. No.
right? And we're not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna spoil what happened, okay?
No, no,
But
because it's a fresh. For once, we're watching a movie. The day after it came out. So
yeah,
this you'll get this. You'll get it this week. So
I
watch it this
will.
week. It's come out.
Yes, I would say definitely go check it out for a fun date night or go with your friends. It's definitely not a movie for children. It is a movie purely for adults. It's
Obviously.
lots of gore in it. Do not
Yeah.
bring your children to come and see this movie because they probably will run away at 2:17 in the morning, and you'll never find them again. Now, my
No. Yeah.
biggest thing that kind of upset me was the very beginning of the film. It says this movie's based on a true story.
This is bullshit.
This is not based on a true story.
Of
This
course
is
it's not.
actually
Everything is.
based on a legend that had happened. There is nothing is confirmed. They said that there was kids that did disappear in the middle of the night and they never came back. There was
I
nothing
mean,
to do with. Okay, so if you know, and you may know if even if you haven't seen it, this movie is about witchcraft. Okay,
okay. Yeah.
that is definitely been said already, and now that it's been out, more people know about that. However, I'm not going to explain what it is
Question.
exactly. Yes.
Question. The kids, the legend is based off. Did they end up at Diddy's house?
No, they got on a boat and went to an island.
They went to Never Neverland.
No, 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 no. The Mr.
Michael
Epstein.
Jackson's house, no? No?
Michael
Oh, Epstein.
Jackson.
Okay. The
Yeah.
legend continues.
Yeah,
Fucking
Jim
crazy.
Caviezel's gonna go save them. So Yeah.
But
Okay. So let's do our rating. Let's do our rating for
okay, so
this.
you got
So
your new
no, no,
rating
no.
system, so I'll do
I got
I'll
my
do
rating
mine.
system. I'm gonna have to pull that up.
Okay, so I gave it a 6.5. I
Okay.
wasn't really impressed with the whole movie, minus the last 20-25 minutes of the movie where, it was giving me good horror vibes. I really enjoyed the horror vibes from it. There was a lot of I wouldn't say zombie, but it was kind of like that kind of that fear factor.
Mm.
So yeah, the movie for me was a little bit slow and just jumping story from story. I get you're trying to build the story, but dude, show me something a bit more than just 25 minutes of the movie. I need
Yeah.
to feel
That's
more alive in a horror movie. I need to feel when I'm watching a horror movie, it needs to either fuck me up in the head, right? Long leg style, or it needs to fuck me up like with just pure fear of just like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next? That kind of fear. But this one had none of that, and that was disappointing to me.
Yeah, I guess it
That's
was
why it's
more
getting
confusing
six.
because it kind of felt like a detective story in a sense.
Yeah,
You know, it
and that's why
reminded
it's
me a
getting
little bit
stronger.
of Long Legs in a sense too, but not as good, clearly.
Yeah,
For me, because we're gonna continue off of last week's episode with my new rating system. So weapons, we're gonna break down the story and writing. I have given it a 7 out of 10. I think the story was still solid, especially picked up in the last 35 minutes, and that's where it got really intense. That's where I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 because parts of the beginning and middle are, they're kind of slow. Pacing is going to be a 3 out of 5. Pacing was pretty slow. Like again, the end 35 minutes really
I
picks
still
up and
think
it
three
picks
is
up hard.
generous.
I
Still
think
think
it's
three is generous.
fair because I didn't hate the film. I just thought that it was
No,
really like, where is this going? Visuals, I did really enjoy. I think they did a great job on the visuals. I give it 4 out of 5. There was some really
no,
great practical work that they've done with it too. Our little horror parts, jump scares, they were a lot of fun as well. And the
yeah.
Naruto run, it's
That
dope.
that
It's
killed me.
hilarious, but it's dope.
I was not expecting that at all. To be fair,
And then sound, I have to give it 4 out of 5. Sound was still great. I think there was a lot of eerie moments where it's silent and you can hear, it feels like skin is, crawling up. I think they did still a really great job on that, so I still gotta give them where it's due. Uh,
yeah.
characters, characters I really enjoyed though, so that's my one thing. I gave them a 4 out of 5 on the characters. My favorite, I think, is a audience favorite, is the crackhead. He was absolutely so much fun to watch on the screen. Our
Hilarious.
uh, our main villain was fantastic. I really enjoyed her. She was definitely
I've never seen her in anything else.
maybe we have she just transformed for this movie, but regardless,
Possibly.
she was really great in that. Josh Brolin just always fantastic in pretty much any movie he does. And then I liked our
Yeah.
cop and our teachers. They did a great job as well. And then our little
Yep.
boy. He was actually a really good
He was
actor
great. He
for
was
what he
great.
had to do, and when you see the movie or if you've seen it, then you know what we're talking about. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that all totaled out of a 22 out of 30, which equals to a 73%. Now, do I think it really is at a 73%? No. I
Be
think
honest. Be
really
honest.
this movie is about a 6.8, to be honest with you. But with the rating system, that's how it works. So I'm going to really give it a 6.8. I do agree with Cav. I think this movie is a bit overrated. However,
Yeah.
this is something a little new, so maybe that's why it got a little bit higher buzz. And plus, this whole trope that it's based on a true story, I think really sells it even more. It's the same thing like when they said Blair Witch
Blair Witch.
Project,
Blair Witch.
right?
That
And
Blair Witch.
then,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Blair Witch is a goated horror film. It's one of the best cult classic films. But
100%.
with knowing that it's not a true story makes it a lot less scarier, which is the same thing with Weapons. So, if you want to go check out a new movie that's coming out, go check out Weapons. Have a fun time. Don't take it seriously. And see if you can think of the same stuff that we've been talking about. And maybe you also do have a what the fuck moment at the end of the film.
Yeah. And please drop a comment down below, or if you're listening, just send us a message and let us know what you think of the movie and give us your rating and tell us if you agree. That'd be great.
Yep. So, next movie. I think both Cav and I absolutely adored. This movie, I think,
Delicious.
is one of the best horror films that have come out recently.
I
This
kind of
one,
wish I watched this movie
after.
um second after, so just to cleanse my palate of that fucking of weapons.
Yes,
But the
so.
movie we're on about, people, is Together.
Whiskey for the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Together. Oh, that's great. Great. Oh, dude. What can I say? This movie was absolutely impeccable.
It
Honestly,
was.
it's in my top 5 best watched movies this year so far. Maybe top 3. Not even gonna lie.
That's okay. For those of you that don't know, top three is a big one, especially for
Yeah.
Cav here, because he likes to choose his movies very meticulously. So
For
this is
2025
definitely a
so
big one.
far, 2025 so far is definitely my top 3.
Okay,
I went into this movie blind,
same.
right? Didn't watch any trailers, didn't watch anything. I was like, okay, let me just see what's good. Sat down and watched it, and I was thoroughly enjoying every second of the movie. It was a roller coaster. As a horror movie, it did everything the horror movie had to do. It took me through a bunch of a roller coaster emotions, and I love that about any movie, especially horror movies, because it's just like, it made me, shrill out loud, and
It
that's
gives
that
you
is
it gives you all the emotions. I feel it's like for maybe crying because I don't feel like you're gonna feel that way
yeah,
emotionally
often
about it.
crying.
But like,
No,
regardless, you have a lot of excitement, you have a lot of fear, a lot of shock, and laughter too. I think those movies
yeah,
hit all the points in it. Together is a very well balanced film. It stars with Dave Franco and Alison Brie, who are actually a married couple in real life, and
which
I think
works so well for
yes,
this
we were
movie.
talking about this before, is that the chemistry is unreal between them. Like you can
Perfect.
genuinely feel the love they have for each other, but also
Yeah,
differentiating their marriage outside of knowing each other and then just playing this, in, estranged couple in a sense that don't really
yeah.
know what to give to each other and also they're not
You know what?
100% sure what they want
Did,
for themselves.
did you get the underlining message of what I thought the movie was about?
Which is
Codependency.
yes, absolutely.
I saw that. I started laughing out loud because I was like, "Oh my god, this is about codependency. This is actually
Yeah, I
really
mean, he
genius in
kind of
my mind."
gets into that later in the movie as
Yeah,
well, right? And I think that is definitely a big trope in our own society right now.
yeah, yeah.
So I think they really hit a number on this film. Now, this is probably one of the most well done horror films. It's not just horror, it has a lot of elements into it, like we're just talking about, relationship wise, what we want as individuals, what we dream of, and also, in the end, what we truly need. So,
Yeah.
Together
Scary.
is a very different. It kind of gives a midsummer vibe in a sense of being a
You know what?
cult,
Yes,
right? It
that
doesn't
that
really
kind of
dive
vibe that I was
into it
looking
very
for.
much. It kind of is, ambiguous throughout the film. You're like, what's really going on here? And then it starts to hit and it hits hard. Now, I will say it's a little cliche because if you've seen enough horror films or thrillers or just watched enough movies in general, you will be able to pick up it very quickly on who's really behind it all. And I think that one wasn't so difficult, but the way they
No,
do it is actually a little bit more interesting. So
dude, it
I
really
don't want
was.
to. I really don't want to spoil this movie because, like, if you spoil it, it really does ruin it.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
really need. This is a definite must
Okay, you know
watch
what?
of a movie.
I'm gonna say one thing without spoiling it. If you loved The Substance, you would love this movie.
Yes, I think people do know about this as a body horror
Okay, yeah. So if you love The
because that was
Substance,
definitely in the
you'll love
trailer.
this.
But if you know what we mean by the substance, it does not show that in the trailer. So
No,
if
no,
you've
wait.
seen that, then you'll be seeing that in the film later on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes,
A
this
lot
is
of body, a lot of
definitely
body
a
horror.
movie where you're like, ugh, like a little bit more, like you really want to jump away. You know what was really interesting? What they did for this film? They had a premiere and they filmed people's pupil dilation of watching the film.
Oh,
So
interesting.
throughout the movie, they said 86% of the film, people's pupil dilated differently. So our pupils can change from excitement to shock and fear. In 86% of the film, people saw that in the pupil dilation of the recording. Yeah.
Wow.
So, it does say a lot. I mean, personally, both Cav and I do agree with this. It was definitely an eye-catching film, which also did have a lot of shock. There was some really great scares in the film, too, that really do work. This is a genuinely scary film. So, it's not going to be for everybody, right? If you're not okay with the whole body horror thing, that it's going to really... It literally does crawl under your skin, okay? This is that kind of film. No pun intended.
Dude, that's perfect. It's actually perfect. Yeah,
So if
I
that's
gave
not
it,
if
yeah,
that's
go
not for
watch it.
you, maybe not check it out, but I would still give it a chance. This is definitely a movie that does deserve every single watch right now, especially from horror fans or people wanting to just jump into the horror genre right now. I would say forget about Weapons at the moment. Go check out Together. It may be on streaming right now or coming to streaming soon, but definitely
Okay, so
see this movie.
I mean, it's out. It's out where you are. In the UK, it comes out on the 15th, so
Okay.
it's not out here yet.
Okay.
But for copyright purposes, I got an early screening. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it has been out here, so yeah.
It's been out.
Did
Yeah,
get
I
yeah,
got
did get
an
to
early
see it.
screening, so I got to see it before it came out in the UK. Brilliant, brilliant.
It is a great
Um,
film. So yeah, we're gonna jump into now our rating. So Cav, kick us off with your rating of Together.
I'm torn between a 9 and a 9.5. To be honest with
Wow.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. Like, there's not one part where I looked away. Like, it's just focused. I'm gonna, you know what? I'll meet in the middle. I'll give it a 9.3.
Okay. Okay. 9.3.
A
That is,
9.3.
you know what?
Yeah.
It's very deserving. I'm not going to disagree with that. However, mine is going to be a little less. So we're going to go again back to my new rating system. So we went with story and writing. I have it as an 8 out of 10. I think it's just really just the beginning that was kind of a little slow there in trying to get us into the setting. And I think that's kind of with a lot of movies is very slow. Although the first 5 minutes really hits you hard and you're like, holy shit, we're going to be a ride. And then the next like 25, 30 minutes is kind of slow. So that's where I'm like, until the cave scene, then I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. But yeah,
Fair,
8 out of
fair.
10 for the story writing. I think writing was definitely fantastic. The story was a little slow, but writing really, really well done. Pacing, I'm giving it at a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. I think it's definitely, like I said, the beginning is just a little slow. It definitely does tick a mark down for me.
Yeah.
But the rest of the film from our cave scene, which is about 35, 40 minutes into the movie, the last hour is just intense.
Ugh.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would definitely give it high. Visuals is getting a 4.5 out of 5. They did a fantastic job on all the CGI, plus our little practical
Yeah.
substance effects. So I think
Love
that
the
does
practical.
we are major fans of practical work because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is actually the true art. We really believe it in the cinema. It's not easy to do. When we go back and we're going to review one day our 80s films, horror films, then we're going to go
Wait
and
for
dive
that,
into
guys.
our practical effects. But yes, practical effects were very
Wait for
well
that.
done in this movie. Visuals were absolutely intense. They literally do, like I said earlier, make your skin crawl and crawl literally under your skin. So 4.5 out of 5 for
Sound
visual.
design.
Sound, I am giving it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's
'Cause
definitely well deserving. The sound is so intense. It is very, very obnoxious. It really does give you a definite sense of what's going to be happening, and it feels like it's almost happening to you. Now, if you're watching this in theaters, this will definitely be very loud and terrifying. If you ended up watching it at home at your own ease, I would
Word of
definitely
advice.
suggest wear headphones.
Yeah, wear headphones if you don't have a surround sound fully thing at
Yes.
home. But if you don't, definitely good pair of headphones, and you will
If
fully
you want a
get immersed in this
true horror experience,
creepy.
put on headphones. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Do
headphones,
the
darkness.
headphones.
You're
So
blessed.
that's a 4.5 out of 5 for sound, and then casting characters is an easy 5 out of 5. There is no
Oh, yeah.
doubt in my mind that there would be anybody being recasted. There is not a single actor in this film that I did not enjoy.
You know what? There's
Dave
only three main
Franco.
characters in this movie.
Yes, but we did have a couple other ones in it. Like the girlfriend's friend in it too. A little bit at the beginning with the.
Yeah, but I'm thinking three main, as in like the three
There's
main.
three
people,
main
like,
characters.
main-
Yes,
yeah,
that's true. But even our side characters, I still enjoyed. I think everybody did their part very, very well. Dave Franco hits the ball out of the fucking park with this performance. Same as Alison Brie. They both hit derby home runs, okay? This was a fantastic, well done performance. I really think this is going to be a under-talked performance of the year. Depending on what else is going to be coming out, but so far I think this is one of our best performances, especially out of couples or a duo of this year. Dave definitely changes it up from his comedy style of acting, and Alison Brie as well, because she's been very well known for her comedy roles. So to come together for a very dramatic and terrifying sense, this one really shocks you. So
you know what?
End up
Bravo,
yes,
bravo,
yes.
Neon, bravo.
Neon. A24 is definitely pissed. They definitely Neon. If you haven't seen many of Neon's films, I'd definitely check them out. They have some really great horror films that are definitely indie kind of style. And
what was the last A24 film that came out?
A24.
Woman in the Yard was that an A24 film?
I believe so.
I think it was Woman in the Yard. That's the last one I remember watching.
Well,
by the way, don't watch that movie. Trash.
Yeah, we did talk about it in one of our early episodes.
Yeah, early episodes.
But Death of a Unicorn.
Oh, okay, that was
Unicorn
I
and bring her back.
Oh,
which I know you didn't like. But yeah, so A24 is on that. But sorry, I'm just going to quickly finish with the total on the rating score here. So out of the story and writing, 8 out of 10, pacing 4 out of 5, visuals 4.5 out of 5, sound 4.5 out of 5, cast and characters 5 out of 5. We're at an overall of 27 out of 30, which we're getting to a 90%. So a 9, I'm giving the film. I think it's definitely well deserved. So go check 100%. It out. Go check out Together. I think you'll enjoy it a lot.
Go watch it. Go watch it alone. Go watch it together. Go watch it as one person merged into one person. just go watch it. All right, ladies and gents, this is this week's episode of the Real Talk Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the laughter, the ratings, and the overall humor for these movies. Till next week, we'll catch you with a whole bunch of movies, a whole bunch of questions, and a whole bunch of trivia. Peace out.
See you next one.